Welcome to Lessons from the Cockpit. I'm your host, Belinda Sandor. Let's do this. Hey, everybody. Hey. So happy Tuesday. Welcome to Lessons from the Cockpit. I am Belinda Sandor. I am your host, and I'm going to be delivering tactical and practical advice, whether you're just starting out as a VA or if you've been one for a while. And I'd love to hear where you all are coming in from as we're getting started. I see you guys popping in. Good morning from Maria. Hello. Frederica, happy Tuesday. Hello. So keep that coming in. I'd love to see that. Now, lessons from the cockpit. And I want to let you know that this is actually what my desk looks like. I have these 3 screens right here, and I always have referred to this as my money-making cockpit. And that's because when you have a successful virtual assistant business, that's absolutely what it is. And this live stream show is brought to you by the VA Connection. And we are streaming all over the place. We're on LinkedIn and Facebook. We're on YouTube and Twitter. So if you haven't heard about the VA Connection, please come on over to our Facebook community. You can find it by typing the VA Connection in the search bar at the top. And we help new and aspiring, established virtual assistants create the businesses of their dreams with the skills they already have. And we do this through our community, our courses, and our coaching programs. So today we're going to talk about a topic that is it's a topic that has a lot of emotion attached to it, and we're going to talk about how to build an email list. And we're going to talk about the emotional piece for sure, and then we're going to talk about the really tactical steps that you take in order to make this work. So let's say hello to who's here. All right, good morning. Hello, Tori. Excellent. Keisha is here, and Teresa, hello from Kentucky. Barbie from Texas. I'm proud of how organized I am getting about my business, and it's a lot of your influence. Oh, thank you. Oh, Cindy, thank you. Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome. You're awesome. I love doing this. Love doing this. So, all right, so before we dive in, I'm going to introduce myself, and then we're going to get into this juicy topic. And yeah, we're really going to dive in. I had a lot of fun getting this ready for you guys. All right. Hello from Copenhagen, Susie. All right. So this is me and Emily, who I was fortunately got to see this weekend for 3 days. And this is back in 2010. She's 9 and I am almost 50. I'm like 49 and a half in this picture, I think. And things had gotten really out of control in my life. It was a really difficult time because I was overwhelmed. I was uncertain. I was very uncomfortable. My confidence was really shattered, and I didn't know what to do. So here I am, brand new single mom, no job, ton of debt. We had to move 3 times in 4 years before we settled down, and there was just struggle everywhere. And there's kind of a joke in my family. Give Belinda a problem she can't solve and watch her go crazy. And I think that's true of most virtual assistants, right? We love to solve problems. And sometimes in VA school or the VIP club, someone will throw out a problem. And if someone doesn't know the answer right away, everybody sort of like leaves the room, like mentally, and they're solving it. And it's just innate to us. We are problem solvers, which is great. But here I am with this gigantic problem. I want to take care of my daughter. I don't want to go back to the 9-to-5 corporate world because it's never 9-to-5, right? It's just not. And I think it's gotten worse since I left. And so I had to figure out what I was going to do. And we're going to just fast forward here a little bit. I did some temping and I was dabbling in admin work. And I thought, I like this. I like this work. It's enjoyable. I think I can make some money. But I think to make the most money and to have the most control over my day, I'm going to need to do it on my own. So, and I wanted to do it from home. So I decided that I was just going to tell everybody that I knew what I was up to. So I'm at the school bus stop one day, and one of the dads says, "What's new?" I'm like, "Okay, here I go. Well, I started a new business. I'm helping people with admin work, and I kind of explain it a little bit. And his entire face changed because what I did not know was that he had started a business about a month or so before. And he was like a CEO or something. He had a big job. So I knew that whatever he started was gonna be great. And he needed admin help. He needed someone to pay his bills. He needed someone to figure out the computers. He needed someone to set up QuickBooks, all things I already knew how to do from my jobs. And so I was thrilled. He said, "Can we talk?" I'm like, "You bet." And we met, we decided to work together, and it was great. So now I've started, and I'm thinking, okay, this can work. Now it wasn't virtual, but I could walk to his house because I didn't have a car at the time. And my next client I found at a wedding reception in the buffet line, and it just started picking up from there. Now, at this point, when I realized the business was going to take off, this is when someone told me, you need to start publishing a newsletter. You need to start growing your email list, right? It was right at this moment when I started to do that. Really before I had a website, before I had a lot of things, I started to grow my list. So let's jump back to my story, and then we're going to dive into this. So I've been in business as a virtual assistant since 2010. I've worked with over 225 clients, and I've made over $1 million from a nook in my house. The first year, I made $70,000, and for the next 10 years, I made $100,000 or more as a virtual assistant. So when you add that up, and I have to say, when I did add that up, I thought, wow, that's incredible. That's incredible, and you can do this too. So here we are now. This is Greg and our kids. We have, it's almost like a little bit of a team. My finances are handled now. It took a while, because I had a lot of debt. I had, taxes and all kinds of things that I needed to sort out, but they're handled. I'm not making minimum payments anymore. I'm not scrambling. And while it's not done, I know when it will be done. I have a date, and I have a plan, and I'm just working through it. And I have a thriving business. I was there for my daughter. And I figured out, how to get married again to this wonderful guy. And really start over. And I feel like I can breathe again. I can really breathe. And at the core of it, well, there were a couple of things. One was learning how to be self-reliant, which we talk about a lot, but it was having the courage to build my email list. And that's why this is such an important topic. All right. Because this is the thing, your email list is your pot of gold. Now, let's talk about the emotional piece. Okay. I'm going to talk to you about what to do to grow your email list. And a lot of you you're thinking, I don't want to do that. I don't want to bother people. This isn't like not, people are going to think I'm crazy. They're going to think I'm selling something again, right? All of those feelings, very emotional. This can be very emotional, right? Asking people for their email addresses. But listen to me for a second. Okay, this is important. What I'm about to teach you is the most introverted way on the planet to grow your business, okay? And it's not passive. Now you might say, well, social media, I could just do social media. Way too passive. You can't grow a business on social media. You have to have relationships with people. So what I've done is I've created this way for you to, from home, without having to get dressed up or go out or any of those things. A lot of this you can do in text message or email, right? Is to grow your email list. Really, really important. So think about that. And all of the things that I'm going to talk to you about doing, like an email newsletter, sending announcement, all these different things you can do from your home without actually talking to someone. So while it might be uncomfortable to ask, you can do it without them looking at you, okay? And then you can freak out, and then you can sit down and you can do it again. And if you're like most of my students, what's going to happen is you're going to see that it's really nice. It's really nice to reconnect with people. They're going to be happy for you. Will everyone be happy? No. Will 99% of the people be happy? Yes. Okay, they will. They'll be happy and they'll be congratulating you. And here's the thing. What I'm about to talk to you about, you're not selling them anything. Write that down. I'm not selling anything. The whole way I teach you to get clients and grow your business is not selling anything. Okay. All right. So when you have your email list together, you can announce your business. You can send out valuable content like email newsletters. You can send event invitations. You can grow or promote events, and you can engage current and potential clients. So think about it. Yes, you might have a lot of friends on Facebook. You might have a lot of connections on LinkedIn. If those platforms change, if they go down, you lose your influence, right? You really lose your influence. So you want to make sure that you have people's email addresses. Absolutely. Because think about it. When I started my business, Google didn't exist. Okay. So that was not that long ago, 12 years, yes. But Google didn't exist. The big search engine was Yahoo, right? And people did things really differently. And so by having your list, you can maneuver, right? You can maneuver, and you might think, okay, well, maybe, I don't need it right now. This is a slow grow, right? This is not like one and done. You're going to be growing your list for the length of your business. Really important. When I started out, I probably had about 150 people on my list, and my list now is about 1,700. And I think it's 1,200. And I did the math. It was like I grew at about 100 people a year, right? Some years were bigger than others, but really growing your email list is critical. So I'd love any comments about that. Any comments about that? Okay. Now, growing your list is important, but it's much more than just collecting names and emails. It's about cultivating relationships, all right, with people you could eventually work with or people who could refer you. So you need to keep this list warm. You need to keep it very warm, right? Because can you imagine if you subscribe to the VA Buzz, the newsletter that we put out every week, and then you didn't hear from me for 4 months? You would have no idea who I was. You wouldn't remember the connection. You wouldn't remember the relationship. You wouldn't remember, why you're even doing that, why you're even getting this in your inbox. It happens to me all the time. I'll subscribe to something or be subscribed to something, and I'll get an email and I'm thinking, why am I on this list? How did I get on this list? I don't even know who this person is. I mean, I'm glancing at my email right now. I can see 3 emails. I'm like, why am I getting that? So, all right, so let's see what Cindy has to say. Cindy's a VA school student. I just added my 25th person to my list. 1 week of contacting people. Good. Only one person has said no. I'm thinking of new contacts every day. I didn't even realize I knew enough people to have a decent list. Good for you. So this is really about putting in some effort, leaning in, racking your brain a little bit. And if you don't know a lot of people, you can meet them, you can network, you can do other things to grow your list. Because when I started out, I only knew people with jobs. I didn't know any entrepreneurs, and any sort of, ideal clients at all. All right, so we're going to keep the list warm, and I'm going to explain how to do that. Okay, so let's get clear on what you're trying to accomplish, right? So what you're trying to accomplish is get people's email lists, stay in touch with them, establish yourself as an expert, which sounds scary, but it's not as scary as it sounds. And here's who you want on your list, okay? You want friends, family, past coworkers, past bosses, people in your community. Look at your holiday card list, people you meet, and yes, every time I ask someone for their email address, especially in person, I'm holding my breath. I'm holding my breath 12 years later. It's just the way it is. So it's not comfortable, but it's going to get you where you want, right? It's going to get you where you want. So I want you to connect with everybody that you know, all right? On Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all the Snapchat, however that works. And, all of the places, I want you to connect with them, okay? And now here's what we're going to do. We're going to create regularly scheduled original content. Now that could mean using my newsletters. If you're one of my students, you have access to lots of newsletters that you can send out, but you're going to create original content, all right? So it could be, and we'll talk about what that could be, but definitely an email newsletter, an announcement, an article, different things like that, all right? Then what you're going to do is you're going to engage with your audience. Okay, you're going to engage with them. You're going to be having conversations with them. You're going to be not just posting on LinkedIn, but if someone comments, you're going to be saying, what was your aha from that? Or what was the point you thought was the most important from, from what I posted? So you're going to be engaging. All right. And then you're going to be building relationships. Okay. It's a successful business, in my opinion, is not about sales. It's about creating relationships so that you're top of mind. And, people like the guy who hired me at the school bus stop, he knew me. He didn't know what I was doing and I didn't know what he was doing, even though I saw him every day, but he knew me. He saw me with my daughter. He saw that I showed up every day. I was on time. I wasn't a scatterbrain. We had intelligent conversations. We had, gone trick-or-treating together. Our kids trick-or-treated together every year. And, we went to the neighbor's house for a party. We'd had an interaction, and I'd say that we were friendly. We weren't friends, but he knew enough about me, to know that I could take care of his business with him. Okay. All right. So create regularly scheduled content, engage with your audience, and build relationships. All right. So here we're going to talk about how to grow the list. One way is to, like I said, connect with people on social media. So I hear all the time, let me grab my phone. I hear people say, oh, I have everybody's text messages. I have everybody's cell phone. I'm DMing with them. I'm whatevering with them. So what you're going to do is you're going to connect with them through whatever method you usually communicate, and you're going to ask them for their email address. Okay. So LinkedIn messages, Facebook messages, Instagram messages, wherever it is that you are. And this is what you're going to say. You're going to say something like this. Okay. Hi, first name. I write a weekly newsletter for X, for entrepreneurs. That's all about, whatever it's about. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. If you're interested, please send me your email address. You can always unsubscribe if it's not useful. Okay. So I sent this message, and I continue to send this message out over LinkedIn to the people that I'm connected to. And the first name piece is important. You wouldn't do that in a text if you write a text message, but it's important if you're connecting with someone on LinkedIn or Facebook so that they can see that it's from you, that you haven't been hacked. And a couple of people have suggested putting a post on your profile that says, I'm growing my email list. I'm going to reach out to all my connections. I haven't been hacked. You can do that if you want. But essentially, the text that I send when I'm connecting with people on LinkedIn and Facebook, I write a weekly newsletter for virtual assistants. It's all about getting better clients in less time and making more money. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. If you're interested, please send me your email address. And we do this. When I started out, I was sending out about 30 or 40 of those at night during the week. And that's how I started to build the VA connection, by doing exactly what I'm talking about. Did some people get upset? Yes. Did more people send me their email address? Yes. Yes. And then what happened was I would say to them, thank you. You'll get the first newsletter on Monday. Some of you might have met me that way, through LinkedIn. I wasn't selling anything. And when I sent the newsletter, I wasn't selling anything, right? It was really all about connection, providing information that's useful, and relationship. All right. Okay. So let's see this comment. I am a beginner and I am looking to grow this business, but I do not have experience as a VA, although I have some skills doing some administrative work in the restaurant industry. You know what? You already have everything you need. I'm telling you, you don't have to have any experience as a VA. Really what VAs do, now I'm oversimplifying this, okay? I know that. But for the most part, what you're doing, you're offering people skills, like paying someone's bills, or, buying gifts for someone, or organizing their Dropbox, or watching their email address, or, managing their calendar, or yesterday I updated someone's website. I just deleted some pictures and hit the update button. Things that I knew how to do because I'd done them in my own business. So yes, there are clients who want very technical, specific click funnel kind of things, but there are way more clients who want everyday commonsensical help, like creating mailing labels. That's something that I've done for people, or updating PowerPoint. The first time I had a job like that, a project like that, I knew PowerPoint, but not that well. So I went out and got the dummies book and I figured it out. And now I'm pretty much of a PowerPoint whiz. Not a whiz like the corporate PowerPoint person, but I get the job done. So you don't have to worry about that. You have what you need. And the other thing is, next week, starting on Monday, I'm going to talk about it in a minute. We're going to have the VA Client Kickstart Challenge. You can find out more about that at what is it? Oh my gosh, vachallenge.info, vachallenge.info. Sign up for that. There's a pop-up Facebook group, and I'm going to teach you how to start from exactly where you are and get your business rolling. Okay, so this is what you say to people. Now, the other thing is, hold on, I'm having a brain bubble. Oh yeah, the other thing is, clients have paid me to do this. I had a client that said, go through my Facebook, and everyone who's on my newsletter list, ask them to get on my newsletter list. I use the same script, the same exact script. So you can not only grow your own business, but you can get paid. And how that worked was, she said, all my people on Facebook are not on my newsletter. What do I do? And I just told her, because I'd done it in my own business. I said, oh, I can help you with that. This is what we do. And she was like, wow, right? So this is a skill that you just got. Okay. Good. All right. So I want to talk about what's called a freebie, a lead magnet, or a giveaway. Okay. Probably you all have heard about this. A lead magnet is something that you offer an audience in exchange for their email address. All right. Again, another highly introverted way to get email addresses. So let's just look at the comments. Yeah, great. I learned PowerPoint helping a friend sell his newly renovated home. It was fun, and I added some music. That's awesome. Yes, my goodness, the merge from Word to the labels every day. Yes, so I do that. I have a client who sends out cards every month. He creates the cards in Vistaprint. He mails them to my house. He sends me the list. I create the labels, physical labels. I mail them. I put stamps on them. I send them, and he pays me for the postage. He pays me for my time. And so you can do physical things. You just have to be creative about it. Like, okay, so he's going to order the labels, or I'm going to order the labels on his Amazon account with his credit card, and they're coming to my house, and then I take a picture of the stamp receipt, and I text it to him, and he shoots me a check, right? So very easy peasy. All right. So I want to talk about, I want to talk about lead magnets. Okay. So to create, so we're all clear on what a lead magnet is, right? It's like, we're going to talk about the different kinds, but it's like my free guide or my checklist, or, something that I'm saying, sign up for this so that I can have your email address. Okay. So the first steps is that you need to know what your audience wants from you. Okay. You need to know what your audience wants, and you want them to say, I cannot believe she's giving this away for free. Like, I cannot. So you don't want to hold back the juice. Okay. You definitely don't want to. And you don't be afraid to give your best stuff away, because a good lead magnet shows your expertise, and it shows, and that's what clients want to hire, right? They want to hire your expertise. All right. So you create a lead magnet. Then what happens is you create a standalone opt-in page and a thank you page. So an opt-in page is very simple. It can just be a page where you say, get my free thing. And then you maybe have a picture of it. And then that you put in your name and your email, or just your email. They click the button to get it. And then they get a thank you page. Thank you for subscribing. Look in your inbox now, or click to download, or you give them a way to get the thing. Okay. So you create a standalone opt-in page and a thank you page. And then once you have their email address, it's critical that you create regularly scheduled content. Okay. You want to share regularly scheduled content. So that could be once a month, once a week. If you want to grow your VA business quickly, I suggest every other week. It's a big deal, but that's what I did. And it really, I think, catapulted my business in a great way. Okay. Then you're going to share your opt-in on social media. All right. So what that means is you're going to have an image, get my free guide, click here, and you're going to put that all over Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever you hang out with your people. And you can have that image show up once a week, once every 10 days, and then make sure it links to the sign up page where you can get that. And then you'll have their email address. Okay, good. All right, then what I want you to do is engage with your audience, right? So if someone emails you, that was a great article you just wrote, I needed to hear that, email them back. Thanks. What did you like about it? Or my pleasure. I really enjoyed writing it, or whatever it is. So make sure that you are building the relationships, because that's what it's really about. All right. That's what it's really about. So at the core of this whole thing working is creating regularly scheduled original content. Now, for all of you who are watching who are in VA school, you get as a bonus the email newsletter course, which teaches you specifically how to do this. All right. So let's talk about some lead magnet ideas. Okay. So you want to think about, what is the number one question you get asked all the time? What is the number one question? What is your ideal client most afraid of? You want to think about, how can you get your ideal customer out of overwhelm? If they're overwhelmed, like, how can you get them out of being overwhelmed? And what should your ideal customer, and I say ideal customer, I don't actually believe in that, but so after you've been working, let me rephrase that. It's not that I don't believe in the ideal customer. It's that if you haven't started your business yet, it's impossible to know who that is. So you'll imagine it in the beginning, and then you'll refine it. Just don't hold on to it so tight that you're forcing it, and your business isn't working as a result. But think about, what should people that are working with you be asking that maybe they're not asking yet? So this could be lots of different things. It could be a cheat sheet, which is a one-pager or many pages that offer steps and examples with lots of pictures to illustrate a strategy. It could be it's easy to skim. It shares clear and concise information, like maybe how to use Zoom. You might think everybody knows how to set up a Zoom meeting. They do not, okay? And that's fine. And you can help them with that. They might know how to be on Zoom, but they don't know how to set up the meeting. It could be a checklist. Checklists allow your audience to track their progress and make sure they aren't skipping any important steps in whatever it is that you're teaching them, right? You're giving them the action steps in the process. So for example, how to onboard a new client. What are the steps to think about when you're onboarding a new client? It could also be a guide. A guide is more robust, and it provides off the charts value, right? That you can include stories and examples to bring the lessons to life. An example could be why an email newsletter will grow your business. That could be an example. You can also do video or audio training. It's more personal. It allows you to get closer to your potential clients as they get to know you and your style. And an example of this is the Rocket Girl Show. It's also this, Lessons from the Cockpit, right? So it's a video training. You could do podcasts also. So a way for someone to get to know your style, your personality, what you're thinking about. So the ways that you use your lead magnet is to talk about it on social media, link it to any social media bios that you have, put a link to it on your website, and talk about it wherever and whenever you can. One of the things that I did in my Rocket Girl business is I wrote a freebie. It was 7 biggest mistakes small business owners make when trying to grow their business. And what I did was I had a list of people that I wanted to stay in touch with from my overall list, and I emailed it to them individually. Hi, Susie. I just wrote this guide and I thought you might be interested in it. Let me know what you think. And then I attached it. And so you can do it one-off to show your expertise with people you already know. Again, highly introverted way to spread the word. So you can be everywhere and still have on your fuzzy slippers in your house. Okay. All right. So I want to show you an example. And you know what? I'm going to come over here and I want to show you what the opt-in page looks like. I forgot to do that. I didn't think about it. So let me, all right. So here's an example, the ultimate virtual assistant task list. Okay. So let me bring my browser tab over here to where you can see it. Whoops, hold on. All right, good. Okay. So here you have, this is the VA connection, and I'm asking people to subscribe. But if you scroll down and you click right here, this is what the opt-in page looks like. Okay, free download. It doesn't have to be fancy. Let me make myself smaller. Let's see, what am I doing? Here we go. So the ultimate virtual assistant task list, free download, first name, email. By submitting my email address above, I agree to receive marketing messages from Belinda Sandor. I am really clear. I don't spam people. They click and then it says, thank you. And then I invite them to join the Facebook group. Okay, I invite them to join the Facebook group. All right, I'm going to stop the share for a second because let's see. All right, let me get back to my PowerPoint. All right, good. All right, excellent. Okay, good. So that's an example right there of what you can do. And here's another thing. If you go over to the VA Connection Facebook group, so the VA Connection on Facebook, click the join button. I'll let you in. Look in the guides. There are 3 freebies that I developed there that you can download. There is the Ultimate Virtual Assistant Task List. There's another one on plugins and not plugins, apps that are great for VAs to use. And then there's another one, 7 biggest mistakes VAs make when working with clients. Okay, good. All right, let's look in the comments here. Tracy says, I've been an EA for over 30 years in the corporate world. I have so many transferable skills. Excellent. So many skills, yet I can't get a higher salary working in corporate. Inflation has hit my household significantly. I want to grow a business like this so much. Oh, thank you for this meeting. So helpful. You're welcome. And you can start doing this while you're still in corporate. You can totally do that. Okay. All right. So someone's asking, can I see this again? Is it recorded? Yes, absolutely. So if you want to watch this or any of the other lessons from the Cockpit, you can go to our YouTube channel, click subscribe so you know when we're going live again. You can also go into the video section of the VA Connection on Facebook. That's a great way to find these as well. Okay. So look for the frame that says lessons from the Cockpit like this. How do you create these newsletters? What platform do you use? You can use lots of different platforms. You can use MailerLite. You can use Constant Contact. You can use, there's a jillion of them out there. I personally use MailChimp. There's a free version. I've been using it for a long time and I really like it. Yeah, you're welcome. Good. All right, so let's wrap up. We're a little over. Thanks for hanging with me, guys. Okay, so your email list. It is at the center of your ability to scale your business. I am not kidding. Without the list, without being able to reach out to people, you are a lonely, sad person in a corner of your house with no work, okay? Or just enough work to eke by. Let's blow the lid off this. If you're gonna do it, let's do it, okay? You're going to be building your list all the time. This is not one and done at all, okay? This is not one and done. You're going to be thinking, before you leave any social interaction, before you leave any networking, before you, sign off of Facebook, you're going to say, who else can I ask? Who else can I ask? And then this is the best part. You're going to be using it to nurture your contacts and your relationships with authentic content. Okay, authentic content. This is not about selling. It's not about convincing. It's not even really about marketing. I call it sprinkling because it's just like sprinkling, right? I'm just everywhere. I've been told everywhere I look, I see you. There's a system to it. I'm not running around, pardon the expression, because I'm chicken lady, with like a chicken with my head cut off. I am not doing that. There are spreadsheets and systems behind it that I teach in VA school that are available to you so that you can do this in a systematic way and get the best result, the best introverted result. Okay, good. All right, so one last thing before we go. I mentioned it earlier. If you want to grow a VA business, please join my 5-day challenge. It's starting on Monday, October 25th. Every day at noon, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to have a steady stream of clients in your business, whether you're just thinking about it, you think this might be a good idea, or you've been in business for a while. Okay, so join me every day. We're going to have prizes and fun, and there's a workbook, all kinds of things. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your day. Thanks for coming to Lessons from the Cockpit. We're here every Tuesday, and I hope you'll join us again in the future. Bye for now.